And the subheading under triangles is, God bless you, classifying them, which means putting them into a category. Now, with that being said, you probably want to cut your paper into a couple different, cut your thing into half, because we need quite a bit of room here. I'll blow mine up a little bit, hopefully it won't be too bad. Okay, on one side, we are going to classify triangles. I guess we can put them both down at first here. We can either classify triangles by their sides, or we can classify triangles by their angles. And the first thing we're going to do is classify them by their sides. You have three different options when you talk about the sides of a triangle. Either all the sides of a triangle could be equal, and we show that when we draw them out by putting little hash marks in it. That means all three sides are equal. Or you could have only two sides being equal. Or guess what the other option is? All sides equal, two sides equal, or Joseph? No sides equal. Those are your three different options. So let's write that down. If all sides are equal, guess what we call that triangle? Anybody know what we call it? Lauren?
Equilateral.
Yeah, it is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral. I'm sure that's got some sort of Latin in it. Equilateral. It means that all the sides are equal. If you know one side, you know them all. If just two sides equal, anybody know what that one's called? Two equal sides. Not a word you hear very often, but it is called isosceles. Isosceles. Two equal sides. And if it has no equal sides, if all the sides are different lengths, not a word you hear very often either, it is scalene. No equal sides. And if you're asked to draw, an isosceles triangle, the easiest way to draw an isosceles triangle is draw the two equal sides first. Draw one like this, draw one like this, and then bam. And you can always put those little hash marks there. That means you want those sides to be equal. Equilateral, you just kind of have to do as best you can. And hopefully you get it. And same thing with scalene. Draw a short one and then kind of a longer one. And then a longer one. As long as these two sides don't end up being equal, you'll be okay. So that is based on its sides. And on quizzes, the quiz will ask you, it'll say name based on its side. So don't get that confused with this next one, which we're going to talk about based on angles. And I'll give you the three different type looking ones here. One of them is if your triangle has a right angle in it. Try this again. If your triangle has a right angle in it, it has a special name. Okay. If your triangle is made up of all acute angles, it has a special name. And if your triangle has just one obtuse angle in it, it has a special name. If it has a 90-degree angle in it, anybody know what that's called? That's tough. Zach? It's a right triangle. The right triangle has one 90-degree angle. One 90-degree angle. That's a right triangle. If it has all acute angles, it's going to be hard for you to remember this, but it's called an acute triangle. Just like this one that has one obtuse angle. Guess what it's called? It's called an obtuse triangle. Acute triangles, right triangles, acute triangles, obtuse triangles. Now let's shrink that down. So in your notes, you should have your piece of paper should look very much like that, by its sides and by its angles. So let's see here. Open up your books, page 224. 224.